TSM, I believe all their flashes are up. That's really quite significant. And they get pushed and get this turret pretty much for free. Chaos doing a lot of damage there. That will go down. Now 3 turrets to 0. Dan's still not buying more MR, though he's going to go for a Chalice soon. I'm a little bit surprised to see the Meki Pendant first, and not the Null Magic Mantle.
Yeah, with the ability that Reginald has to jump around, I think Dan's saying, hey, I can position myself in a fight. My turrets will be near me. If I need to, activate anything, I can just throw my ulti on my turrets, and I'll be all right. But I think Reginald is going to be a little bit more dangerous than that, and he will focus out Dan. His damage is not going to do too much to anybody else like that. They're a little bit more tanky, and he could really take him out in a few seconds, especially if Odd One were to Twisted Advance. They can put somebody out of the fight, and just like that.
Absolutely true. So also he has his cooldown boost, going to help him out a little bit. Transfusion comes out, some more health picked up. TSM getting ready to steal another buff, and there is Blue on the respawn. They've been clairvoyant. We'll see if they go for it. CV runs out, and TSM, they don't seem to be making a move, so it's going to be another free Blue. Nice try by Riven, almost grabs it. She actually has gold this time around. Still a little bit low on minions, only 88, but that's what you get for being a jungler and not running into the lanes to take farm, but she's doing okay for gold again. Still has a chance of pushing around Ezreal, although this time Ezreal did go Wriggles, which means his damage output against, or rather the damage received by Riven is going to be a little bit lower this time around.
Everybody clearing out the jungle right now. It looks like TSM has retreated back to their jungle to start taking some buffs here. Their blue buff is to be taken away. Reginald in mid, however, has quite a full blue buff, so I don't think he's going to take this. It will be going to Ezreal. That cooldown is going to help him chase and kite as much as he requires. Riven, Westrice, and Rainman duking it out down bottom. Not really too much damage being traded. Very nice shield there, keeping yourself sustained. And it looks like they are kind of gathering here in mid, but that's just for the defense on TSM's turret. They're not really pushing up too far. They know they have good control. They want to get all their lanes pushed. We may see a Baron attempt coming out here, Freak. We are at 20 minutes.
20 minutes in here so far. A big advantage so far for TSM. If I were them, I would not go for Baron unless I had a significant, obvious advantage. Like at this point, if Epic goes for maybe a chance at a Dragon,
right,
then you have the ability to say, okay, well, we can just hop in here and kind of just clear out a Dragon real fast. But remember that Reginald is not a very good sustained damage dealer. He's all burst, so he's really a non-factor there in attempting that. Yorick will do a good job. Ezreal will do a good job. Sona and Maokai not so much, and Reginald, as I said, on LeBlanc, also that case. Now, when he was Karthus, Karthus just eviscerates Baron. And that's just like, oh, sure, we have Karthus, give him blue buff, just win the game, no problem. LeBlanc does not have that same ability. That will be a little bit more difficult.
Good damage there, keeping their lanes pushed. They are hugging that left side. Going to see some wards going down most likely, going for this top turret as well. Reginald playing very dangerously here as he moves down. He was kind of going to come around and try to pinch somebody. That ward is there, so they do have vision. He knows what he needs to do and what he can't do, so not too dangerous per se. And he did see Dyrus coming around that right side there. They have really good ward vision in this side of the jungle.
It's true. Let's look at the vision right here. Well, Epic's got almost nothing. TSM, though, can see almost every exit of the base. As long as minions push down to the turret, they'll see kind of everywhere the Epic goes. Double buff Ezreal, kind of important. He's got about a minute and a half on each of these.
Looks like Ezreal actually maxing Q and E. He has not got 1 point in W.
Oh, wow, not even a single one. That's actually surprising to me. I would normally expect to see one, even if just to trigger your passive or to slow down everything else. But I guess when there's no auto-attackers, really big auto-attackers for Epic, only Riven is going to be still half spell-based. It's not a lot of point in buffing it up, so I understand it. Still a little bit odd.
They are moving back down to mid. Again, TSM really, the second nature to continuously push their lanes is just one of those things that makes them such a hard team to play against. You're not taking down any turrets. They have denied all 150 global gold of that first, second, obviously third row since they can't get to the base. And that's really where they start to take a lot of control. They force your team to split up. And then in their team fight, they're going to push down middle. They're going to push down one lane by themselves while having a teleport on the Rainman to guard any of those lanes. Without a teleport on Epic's side, they're really losing control of a lot of their lanes, and TSM excels at controlling them.
And there's that Dragon again. It's Karthus doing great damage, of course. And actually, with most of that team still missing, TSM not able to go for it. And of course, oh, we're Dragoning? Well, you should probably CV that. I guess we're okay. And that's good, though, for Epic. They do need that so very much. Still 6,000 gold the deficit, but They managed to keep that from
Dan
growing.
Gonna get a pinch here. Dan gets the wall thrown down to a little bit of help to him. He's gonna try to flash back through the wall. True shot barrage coming up from Ezreal. Rain Man's ghost. Oh, I believe that. Now that's Rain Man taking all that damage. Very nice flash. And it will be Westrice going and taking out the Rain Man. Killing spree from Reginald as he just continues on. Like I said, he is going to focus down Dan every time that he can, whether it be out of brotherly love or not.
And it's probably out of spirit of competition. Heimerdinger is not a champion you want to keep alive.
Exactly.
Oh, special. Taking that kill. And actually, Yorick was still able to take an assist off of that one. Nice job by special. And the one thing I want to point out, though, is also he did not need to chase. Of course, he's getting chased away by Sona, so sure. But Karthus' ultimate was still available, so Riven didn't need to chase super hard. Riven could have kind of backed off and just let Requiem take it over. Of course, that cooldown is still going to be up for the next fight. But ended up turning into a 2-1 in TSM's favor, which is surprising because York just straight up got caught by 3.
Looks like Dyrus doing what he can to take the jungle creeps. They're getting some wards and clearing here on Baron. Looks like Special is going to walk in there and make sure nothing's going on. Blue is going to go to TSM again. A lot of map control over these past few games by TSM. The CV is out above them, but I don't know if they're going to be able to challenge this. The lay waste is in range. They actually may be able to get this one pretty easily. And they did not. Maokai was able to grab that. Dyrus, however, kind of getting a little close.
A little dangerous. The stun almost landed on LeBlanc. That could have been an insta-gib there. Landed Terex, and afterwards have Vladimir go for the burst. She has no good sustain there. At least not burst, but no real good burst healing. Only the Sona sort of over time, bit by bit. So could have been a chance there, but now we've got to be a little bit wary here. There's a lot of damage output available. Karthus in the fray. Riven jumping in as well. They've dodged the Ezreal, and they're off onto a special. Almost dead, but not quite. 13 HP. Karthus goes down. Raven picks up Westrice, but there's one down. Reginald is low, but looks like another one as Vlad is about to fall. His ult goes through. Good damage output, but no. Will drop down as well. 2-1 so far. Karthus getting away. TSM very hurt and no sustain available, but they will go for this turret here. They have a good chance of taking it. Dan is healthy. Darius is healing. Tarek is healthy, but he can't 1v3.
Very nice job there, and TSM is doing an amazing job of staying separated in these fights. To stay out of Defile, to stay out of Vladimir's ulti, they're playing very well, and they're leaving Maokai in the front. Obviously, he can throw down his ulti, and his team is looking for that too, to take less damage. They're doing a very good job of communicating in the fight. Kaox gets stuck down, though. It looks like Karthus may be able to grab this. He does use Arcane and Flash to get out of that one. Very nice try there.
And Kaox is alive, drops his Wriggles ward down to see if anyone's chasing. Heimerdinger is doing so. Oh, the grenade! Almost enough! For the turret, rather, 250 damage. The rocket coming out. Turret there in the middle. There we go. The rocket came out and did some damage. And Epic, actually, they want to go for... Oh, because they forced Kaox out, they're going for a Baron attempt. They have a really good chance at killing Baron. They have Heimerdinger turrets. They have Karthus, but Maokai says, hi! Dyrus goes down to the odd one. They will fire back and pick that one up. About to go on to Riven, but that was a nice trade. That was a good move by TSM. Completely shut down any Baron attempt.
Rainman actually used his teleport on that. He came into Baron a little bit late on that ward, so he will not have that for next fight. The odd one is down, like you said, trading 1 for 1. That's quite nice for them. And we will have to see if they continue to push this mid lane, knowing that both of them are down. The blue is up. We'll see Reginald go ahead and take that. And looks like Riven is going to be going for red.
Choice there. Although Riven just had recent buffs. She just killed double buff the, I guess she's the only one who really auto attacks here, so sure, I guess you can just double up on your red buff real quick, but really not going to make a lot of use out of it. Dan, only level 12, which is actually rather low. When you look at the rest of the team here, let's just take the Rain Man is 17. And you've got, my souls are like 13, jungle's 13.
Wow.
Yeah, those are really low levels. Sure, LeBlanc's 14. Sure, Maokai is only 13 as well. Kaox only 14. But the Rain Man just so
tanky.
Huge.
That Warmog.
Yeah, he's huge in this game. He's doing some phenomenal things there, and they might be the win.
Odd one, taking out some wards. Very nice job. There's Nyut with an Oracles as well. Looks like he's going to start pushing up. And again, they want to pressure this. This is a forced Baron fight here. Anyone to get caught out of position here will definitely initiate the fight fully.
Absolutely true. And they've got a nice MR stack. You can see we've got the Spirit Visage both on Maokai and on Yorick. No real extra MR. I guess the Chalice on Sona is actually there as well. Ezra just got a Megatron cloak, so they're definitely building resist against this team.
There's a minion wave down bottom. They should be able to clear this quite fast. A good amount of damage from Reginald on to Vlad. They do have to remember that LeBlanc falls off quite hard late game, so if they can continue to carry this on, it still looks pretty good for them, but they do have to put up with that Maokai and Yorick late game as well, which are very strong characters.
Yep, and they see that, they're kind of grouping this wall right here. A wall of pain right there would have been awesome to try to lock them in there. Reginald goes in there, some damage. Riven's going to go in on this. Wall of pain is there, and they're going to jump in. Oblin in front. Diary's not in good shape. He will drop down, but Defile and Wall of Pain are on. The damage output is strong. Looks like 2 will fall for just the 2 as well. You see the Rayman chasing down Dan Din, not in good shape. Dan does fall. Only Salsi and Yetwin alive right now. They picked up 3 for 3, actually.
Very nice job, Salsi, on the triple kill.
Oh, man, that triple kill from his ult doing so terribly much damage, and everything else coming in there. But again, TSM wins these. Even if they tie in the fight, they come out ahead because they have health still and another turret. That's all 6 auto turrets. Once again, they've not lost a turret all game as well, and they're keeping that advantage for themselves, and that's what's given them this 9,000 gold lead, as 6 turrets are about half of that.
Yeah, very, very big. That gold per 10 also ticking on. And it looks like they are going to lose the first inhibitor turret of the game here, about 30 minutes in. And TSM is going to back off on that. Possible Baron here soon. Now with as much vision as they have, the minions entering the base on the top side, they can get the mid lane pushed and the bottom lane pushed. Those minions give you just as good a vision as Ward if the enemy team is coming out of their base.
Yep. TSM just going to push on back, and of course they have such position now for Baron. Those minions will probably just stay to that advantage. While Epic will have a little bit of extra free farm because the minions will push for him. They have to be always wary of Dragon, always wary of Baron, and actually TSM might get their first Dragon of the game because Epic can't really stop it here.
See the teleport for 20 seconds on the teleport for Rain Man, so they may be down for initiating something soon here. Very nice job, the odd one clearing things out. He's like, hey, I think there's a turret in this bush. It's shooting me. Didn't hurt. Here we go. They are going to be focusing on this lane here. They have an open inhibitor. Now, what this means is they can pretty much go around the front base of Epic as long as the creeps are there and continue to play with this top lane because that inhibitor is wide open. That is a forced fight, and it does not. They have to let it take a little bit of damage unless they counter it. Here it is. They are trying to push up a little bit. The wall is down. You can see a few shots were taken on that inhibitor. And there it is. It looks like it's going to go down in this instance. They don't really have enough there to do it. They have all 5, but the initiation is not in their favor yet. Riven goes in, but Westrice chooses to go out as well. The True Shot Barrage taking Dan Din down quite low. Really be able to help in this fight. You can see Reginald staying out for the entire time. The crescendo goes out, and it will be the first kill onto Sona here. Westrice also falls, but it looks like Yorick picking up a triple kill there. Rain Man coming up very big as the Karthus ulti comes out. Do they have the minion wave to make this happen? It looks like that Wall of Pain is going to shut a few things down, and it will slow everything for them, so they won't be able to make it. They don't have enough to tank this turret. They do, however, have a maximum of, I believe, about average 30 seconds, rather, to do more damage, and they're forced to back off. They may have enough health to get at this Baron if Rain Man can be in and out on the tank.
They're going to maybe try for that, actually. They are running all back in a line instead of the instant recall. They're heading up towards Baron, and that is going to be the case. Terrence going to lead the way. This Baron could secure them the game. They're going to push in for this. If TSM can win this game, they will win MLG Providence in 3 straight games in the end here. And this Baron doesn't even have a chance. They will take that down. Great tanking by those tanks. And indeed, it will fall without taking any victims. TSM will walk away with a Baron buff, an inhibitor death, and a 12,000 gold lead.
Very nice job there, looking quite grim for Epic, but we have seen them come back from worse here. They just have to get themselves together. This is the point in the game where you're going to want to turtle, just kind of hang out in your base, clear the creeps that are coming at you, and as I've said this before, TSM has to continue the aggression so Epic doesn't have that chance, but they're going to do everything they can to get this dragon, start trying to take down some turrets. They have to be very careful about the fight initiation. That Baron buff makes TSM so strong.
Yep, they're going to grab this dragon right away. They knew TSM was recalling. They knew the timing on that. They got it and got out. The minions are in the base, though, and they need to defend that. And there is a teleport in from Yorick. He's going to go for some turrets, and no one's around to stop him, so he might get a free turret out of this. He's going for this really, really hard. It's down to half HP, and the Rain Man making an excellent play. Dan's going to be back in there. Grenade goes out, rocket goes out. It's going to help a little